Ireland has been described as an economic turnaround, but can they really exit their bailout agreement unaided? I'm Monica Gibson, and today I'm asking Dr. Alan Ahearne, a Professor of Economics in Galway, for his insights on the matter. Alan, Irish bond yields are hovering at 3.5%, and with growth returning and unemployment rate improvements, it is seen by some as preferable for Ireland to return to fully fledged market financing now rather than at a later juncture. But what do you think? Is Ireland ready?
Well, any country will return to markets when interest rates have fallen to acceptable levels, and the interest rates, as you mentioned, have fallen to 3.5% in Ireland, which is an acceptable interest rate for which Ireland can borrow. We've seen the budget deficit has come down over the last few years. Financial conditions all around Europe have improved, especially after the ECB's interventions, and the banking system in Ireland is much more stable. Bank funding and bank deposits are more stable. So that creates an environment where there's more investor confidence in Ireland, and therefore borrowing costs for the Irish government have come down. And the 3-year programme is therefore, in that sense, has been successful. And Ireland has the opportunity now to go back to markets and is right to take that opportunity.
Regarding the Troika's decision, concerns about contagion should Ireland return to full private funding spark market unrest do exist. Also, the fact that a request to draw down a precautionary credit line from the Eurozone Rescue Fund would need parliamentary approval from a number of countries, including Germany, is also weighing heavy. But what do you think the outcome will be at this stage?
It's difficult to say now because the arguments for and against taking a backstop arrangement are finely balanced. Prudent people buy insurance, and this is an insurance policy, so it would be prudent for the Irish government to have some sort of contingent credit line in place. But that said, you only buy insurance if it's not too highly priced. And a lot will depend, I think, on the conditions that are attached to this credit line by the EU and IMF. And if those conditions are too onerous, then it may not be sensible for the Irish government to go for it. So I think there's still a lot of negotiation to be done, not least, as you mentioned, after the German government has been firmly in place. And I think much will depend then on what conditions are attached.
Some analysts believe that while the euro is not wholly overvalued for the bloc, looking more specifically at periphery countries such as Ireland, the single currency may well be overpriced. But to what extent is this hindering the Irish economy then? Could Ireland really do with central bank currency intervention to bolster their recovery?
Well, given that the euro area growth is so anemic, I think a weaker euro would be beneficial, not just for Ireland, but for euro area in general. Ireland is a very small open economy, and we depend a lot on our exports, not least to the United Kingdom. So if the euro were to weaken against sterling, that would be very beneficial for the Irish economy. So that would be helpful. But even if you just look broader around Europe, in the euro area, there is now a threat of deflation. Inflation has come to very low rates, and the tools available to the ECB to push up the inflation rate back towards 2%, its target, are limited. One way to do it would be a devaluation or a depreciation of the euro. So I think it's beneficial for Ireland, but for the euro area in general, to have a weaker euro.
Alan, lovely to speak to you. Thank you so much. Well, viewers, the euro has been bouncing around today ahead of ECB's Mario Draghi's rate decision. So click back to Dukascopy TV for Elaine Stenson's interview, taking in all the reaction. But for me, and for now, it's goodbye.